Hi, my name is Gene Yin and welcome to my first video out of 3 parts. Hope you enjoy. These videos are about transferring textures from purchase texture or metahumans to your own sculpt. Thank you. Okay, let's begin. So as you can see, we're not really using the average 3D software like Maya, Zbrush, or Blender, but here today, this additional software, which is called Wrap 3D, is actually made by Faceforms. So we can go ahead and just show you the little walk around on how the software works. It may look kind of intimidating because, by the way, when you open it, so when you first start, it's just a blank canvas. When you open it, and go File up here and New Project, and open up a blank canvas. So right now, when you go to Visual Editor, that's let me walk you through it little by little. So, okay, so we're gonna go to the port PD right there, and then so this is your main viewport where you're gonna be seeing all your 3D models when you import it in. And then to open up the when you open up the import the 3D model, go to the graph area right here on the left side. What I do is hit Tab, type load safe, and then load geometry. So that's how you import it, the geometry that you're going to be for the first 3D model, and hit Tab again, load save, and then we're going to load the image. So that's going to be texture image from the files that you'll be importing. Here. Like, oh, Tab, load, and load image. That. So from here, we're going to load the geometry that you're going to be importing in the texture. So just go down here, file name. You can have the wireframe turned on when you import it. So the 3 dots right here, and it'll pull up the window. Go to the file name. So I have it listed. So the first tutorial. That's so basically this is a excuse me. Basically, this is a Metahuman that I rendered. I created in Unreal, and I exported it from Unreal into OBJ format because for some reason Wrap only supports OBJ and PNGs and JPEGs for texture. Go ahead and open up this file, and so that's a base mesh. That's a base Metahuman mesh that we're going to bring in. That's exported from Unreal. Open. And as long as you have this is how you see it, light bulb turning on and off. Upload it, you'll see hit F, basically frame it. If F, it'll frame it, it'll bring you to see the mesh or the base from the base of the Metahuman, and import the textures way through load image. So select that. 3 dots where it's a file name, and the files right here. This is the texture that's exported from Unreal. open it. Once we connect load image onto the load geometry, and I was rename it to. So you gotta just right click and either hit F2 or right click and rename. I'm just gonna say this is a Metahuman. Sure. So now you'll be able to see the hit Alt. The basically like Maya, you hit Alt to rotate. Middle mouse. Zoom. And off. And middle mouse click, drag and rotate. Okay. And you want to and you can also use this to wrapping and typologizing too. So to export it, you hit tab again where the graph is, load save, and save geometry. Connect that node here. And always have the 2x-normals turned on, or else normals will be off. And then when you import it into Maya, you're not going to be able to mesh. It'll be all black. So file name, import. Up here are the 3 buttons. From here, where I saved it. Oh. That's the Gallon head that we imported. That's it. 3 right here is from drop down to OBJ. Save. And make sure when you export it, you always compute the current frame, because that's what's gonna export the render out. This is right here. That file there. And okay, so that's how you import textures, base mesh into Wrap 3D part. And then go into, when you go into gallery, you can also pick preset nodes that are set up. For instance, you want 2-step wrapping, not just for the texture transfer, but going from one typology to the next. 2, also 1-step wrapping. Also, here's a texture transfer, but what I'm going to show you, it will be, the next video will be the texture transfer, but I'm going to show you actually how to build a node system, which is pretty, it looks intimidating, but it's not too bad. The combination of the wrapping and also the texture transfer combined. This way you'll be able to bring in your let's say your mesh and your textures that you purchase from Texture XYZ or from Metahumans, and then transfer it directly to a sculpt you did in Zbrush. Have it fit to that mesh too, which has already been re-apologized. So I'll go ahead and walk you through all the process too. So sometimes, you know, there's seam issues with it, but I'm going to also show you in part 3 video how to clean up the seams and how to fix the issues within either Photoshop or Substance Painter. Okay, so let's get to the next window. 2D viewport. When you click on back here where the Metahuman is, so basically all the 2D viewport is, it just shows UV layout. for the mesh that you are working on. And then for the visual editor, for instance, I'm going to do a test one. Okay, so what the visual editor does is, let's say if you're wrapping from and to. So I'm going to go ahead and import the model, tab, and load geometry. And you'll be able to use that for polygroups. And we're going to show you how to get to that later, but just really quick focus on it. Really quick test or explanation tutorial that I'm going to show you right now. Hit tab. And the node you're going to be looking for is a select. So you just hit S, L, scroll down, and call the select point pairs, because you're going to be pairing two meshes into one. So when you find it, which should be the third one down after you type in SEL, click on that there. And then always remember, when you're doing the select point pairs, you gotta just drag the first one from the first mesh that goes into the first. So right when you drag it into the node, you'll see it pop up or show up. And so let's say this is the second geometry. We don't have anything in there right now. We're gonna go here, go to 3D assets. Go ahead, Pat. The sculpt I was working on. And then when you import it, it's going to ask you, want to load it in as a single file or as a sequence. But all you need is just a single file, because we're only working in one mesh, but not multiple meshes. That. And when you click on here and then go back to import 3D up here, you'll be able to see both meshes because both are turned on. And it turns Metahuman off. That. There. Hope that worked on before. It's a little baggy. Oh, but click. Then when you drag, when you connect second node, which is 2, to the second input, so when you go back to visual editor, what you do on that node, turn it on. Now see both geometries set up. Right now it's not synced, but what you can do is right here, click on that. See both views. So when you add the points in, both views will be synced and complete. So when you move the mouse, like scroll in, middle mouse will work. So for instance, like that. For instance, like say you want to align it, you don't want to do it manually. Actually, so that's the reason why I'm explaining this to you. So all you gotta do is add points. 1, 1, 2, rotate. There. Go in, zoom in a little bit. The middle mouse button. Place it there. You can see 1, 2, and 3 pretty close. It has to be kind of average. So, because when you're rotating, when the sync views are turned on, you can actually rotate it. Set up. and we're going to add an additional node. So this one is tab, hit R, and we're going to look for a ridge alignment. So what this node is going to do is it's going to align the two meshes together, so it'll be connected as one. So the yellow right here, select point pairs, and you connect that to the yellow, this node. And I'm going to connect from this one, first one, the Metahuman first input. Low geometry. Oh. Second input. The low geometry is actually, remember, this from and to. Click on the ridge alignment right here. Always make sure that you have hit the scale check. If you don't, it's not going to be aligned. So we go back to up here, the 3D port. Click on that. Both meshes now perfectly, roughly aligned, and it's within scale. Work on it both. So this way, we're transferring textures from, let's say, Metahuman into the Sculpt. It's already aligned, so this way you have to manually go ahead and do all the adjustments. But that's pretty much it right now. The quick intro to Wrap 3D. Not too hard. It looks a little intimidating, but it's pretty easy to kind of get. It took me a while when I first started using this software, because I was so used to using Zbrush or Maya, and a little bit and Houdini too. So pretty much the functions, you know, hit Alt, rotate the mesh, or Alt for middle scroll is to zoom in and out. Alt is to kind of the mesh around. Alt, left click, and the Alt, middle click, left and right. Roll mouse, scroll, or right click. F is a fit. So pretty much the same, close to the same shortcut, Maya. But yes, thank you. And next we're going to be starting out the second part of the video, and I'm going to actually show you how to make this, build this system for the texture transfer between Metahuman onto your Sculpt. And I'm just going to give you a quick glance right now of what's to be expected. Now, the node, don't get intimidated, because when you look at it, it's actually pretty easy. So we're going to show you from beginning to pretty much advanced node setup. From what I just showed you to this in the next video. Thank you.